Never let anybody see you sweat.
So I was born in New York City, and I lived there until I was 8 years old. I realized that I was a much better talker than I was a listener.
I don't know what to say, I just don't like what you're saying.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I ended up going to law school at Georgetown, and I was a prosecutor for Janet Reno. I loved it because it was so raw.
Were you cheating on her?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All rise.
Our show will be a mixture of education, I think you're misreading the law a little bit, and entertainment. My main goal is justice and the law. That's been my legacy, and the legacy I hope to continue into the future with this show.
Brad Williams claims his shoulder was injured because his coworker drank before coming to the gym and didn't spot him properly during a lift. Terry Remy says he told the plaintiff the weight was too much, but his warning was ignored.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're suing Mr. Remy for $3,500 that you say he owes you because of an injury that you sustained that you say was his fault.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you two known each other?
We've known each other for about 5 years now. He's a regular workout partner. We've been going about twice a week. This was the first time that, due to his drunken negligence, I sustained a serious injury.
All right, so what happened?
So I was at the gym, texted him to meet up while I was at work. Let's hit the spot right after, about 5 o'clock. And he said that he was still at the office and that he would meet me afterwards. So no problem. I went to the gym by myself, did some cardio, some free weights, and waited for him to show up.
All right, what time did he show up?
So I was at the gym at about 7.
Okay. How many hours do you guys work out when you work out?
It's usually a couple hours, just depends on what we're going for.
Wow. All right, so go ahead.
So he finally does show up to the gym. I see him from across the gym. He's working on a different machine. Wave him over, ask him to help me with the spot.
Okay, now what's a spot?
So a spot is when somebody assists you in lifting a weight that you might otherwise struggle with.
So you're lying down and you're going to do this, and he is standing behind you just in case something goes wrong. That's the idea behind spotting. And what happened?
I went for a few reps, went for 3, 1, 2, 3, no problem. I was struggling on the 4th rep, so at that point I asked him to help me re-rack it, which he did, no problem. I felt like I had one more in me, so I went for it, and I was struggling, but I couldn't quite get it back up, so I'm looking for his help. I'm shouting, hey man, help me.
This is the moment where the gym story turns from casual workout mishap into full courtroom drama. Brad says he completed several reps, struggled, got help re-racking, and then decided he had one more in him. Anyone who has been in a gym knows that phrase can be dangerous. One more is where ego and injury often meet. Legally, this matters because Brad is describing a situation where he knew the weight was difficult. He had already struggled. He had already needed assistance. Then he chose to go again. That does not automatically defeat his case, but it gives the defense a powerful argument. The injury may have come from Brad pushing past his own limits. The audience question here is obvious. If you already needed help getting the bar back up, should you really attempt another rep?
I'm shouting, hey man, help me. I need some help getting this back up. He was looking around, not paying attention.
But you're screaming right in front of him. That your screaming didn't cause him to engage?
Yeah, apparently not until I screamed his name and he finally realized the bar was about to crush me, at which point it was too late. So he tried to lift it back up, overcompensated with his right arm, tilted the weight off to the left. Everything fell, it crashed. I just felt this raving pain in my shoulder.
From the weight itself pressing against you, or from whatever motion you were doing to get it off you?
It was from the weight itself. So trying to push it up, normally you want to get it straight. He overcompensated in trying to help me, and it tilted all the weight to the left side. So at that point, I felt an immediate tear, just this immense pain in my shoulder, and I started, screaming because it hurt. After that, I yelled at him because I was like, hey man, this, you're not supposed to help me out. Like, you weren't paying attention. We got into his face. He was more interested in re-racking the weights than caring about my injury.
So what did he say to you?
He said, you shouldn't have gone for that much weight. I said, you should have had my spot. We're going at it. And then at that point, I smell he's been drinking. He's got some alcohol in his breath.
And you didn't smell that before?
No, he was across the gym. I didn't see him until he was right next to me.
Well, he's standing right over your head.
Yeah.
So if he talked at all, you would know if he smelled like alcohol, right? Because he's literally, your face is here and his face is here, right?
Yeah.
Were you drinking before the gym?
Your Honor, I was.
As one does, right? Before
2 to 4 drinks max.
Who drinks 2 to 4 drinks and then goes to the gym?
Well, everyone has their own kind of pre-workout.
That's your pre-workout?
On occasion.
What were you drinking?
2, maybe 4 gin and tonics.
Oh, that's pretty strong. Is that common that you would have 4? I know you must be joking with me because you can't possibly demand to have 4 drinks before every workout.
Not every workout, but there is sort of a running joke that when I say I'm staying late at the office, which is the place where I work, we have a bar on the first floor. That means I'm grabbing a few drinks.
This text exchange is a major turning point. Brad cannot comfortably claim he had no clue Terry was drinking if the messages suggest he understood the office joke meant drinks with Jake and Sam. Judge Milan is narrowing the issue with precision. This is not just about whether Terry had alcohol. It is about whether Brad knew or should have known before asking Terry to spot him. The invitation matters. The mutual friends matter. The inside joke matters. The judge is basically building the record line by line. You knew the office meant the bar, you knew Jake and Sam did not work there, and you knew this was social drinking, not actual overtime. That undercuts the plaintiff's strongest emotional argument. Bad facts do not disappear because they are inconvenient.
That means I'm grabbing a few drinks. And we have 2 mutual friends who are drinking buddies of ours who I met up with right as I finished with work.
Okay.
And I told him over text that I'd be there at 7, and I extended an invitation to him.
To come and drink with you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see the text.
Hey, Mr. Baby.
You're good, honey.
Okay.
No, don't you be stepping towards the judge. You kidding me? You know what my bailiff is gonna do to you? All 6'5" of you, too.
Yeah.
Thinking of hitting the gym tonight. You up for it? Yeah, I need to get some free weights in. Cool. I'll be over at 7 from work. Meet you there. Gonna spend some time at the office with Jake and Sam. Want to meet up with us? So is he supposed to know what at the office means?
Yes, it's a common running joke, inside joke of ours.
Is that accurate?
I might have heard it once with him and his girlfriend.
Okay,
but
so when he says to you, gonna spend some time at the office with Jake and Sam, do you want to meet with us? You knew that meant that he was having drinks with Jake and Sam, and did you want to join him, right?
Yes.
Do Jake and Sam work with him?
No, those are mutual friends.
Okay, so you know then that staying late at the office didn't mean working this time. You knew it meant the bar.
Yeah, usually.
Because he doesn't work with Jake and Sam.
No.
Right, and he invited you. So he's not inviting you to go over a project at work, right? He's inviting you for drinks.
Correct, yeah.
I thought so. You tell me what happened where the weights ended up dropping.
I get to the gym, and I start my cardio, and he weighs me down. So I come over, and he's got 2 plates on the bench press. I warned him, hey, a 25-pound jump is drastic, and this is dangerous.
Wait, you warned him of all this with 4 drinks in you?
Coming up on Justice for the People.
Do you know that he's doing that?
I mean, it was pretty noisy in the gym. I was a little bit distracted.
Why were you distracted?
There was a lot going on.
Okay, but don't you have like one job, which is to spot him right now?
And later,
This is a joke more for adults and to not repeat it, so I try to set that boundary.
Okay, you try to set that boundary. That's like 1,000 times worse. It's our little secret.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated Justice for the People with Judge Milian. We're back with the case of Brad Williams, who blames Terry Reamy for a torn rotator cuff.
So that was this night that you said that to him. It's not like on some prior day. It's this day that you say that to him.
Yeah, I
All right,
have
so go on.
receipts that it's only. I have receipts to show that it was only 2 to 4 drinks at the bar.
What's your receipt show? 2 or 4? 2 or twice as much? I'd like to know. So 2. Where'd you get the 2 to 4?
Because it was happy hour, and it's a 2-for-1 deal.
So it is 4. Okay, so
Yes, Your Honor.
you tell him that's a big jump.
This is the
25
legal
pounds.
heart of the first case. Assumption of risk. Judge Milan is basically saying, you knew the risk, you accepted the help anyway, and now you want the court to treat that same risk like a surprise. That is a hard argument for Brad to overcome. He knew Terry had been drinking. He still asked him to spot. He also increased the weight by 25 pounds, which Terry says he warned him about. Those facts combine badly for the plaintiff. Even if Terry was not the perfect spotter, Brad was not a passive victim in this setup. He chose the lift, chose the weight, chose the spotter, and chose to go for another rep after already struggling. The judge is not ignoring the injury. She is weighing responsibility.
That's a big jump, 25 pounds. I mean, compared to what you're used to doing. And what does he say?
I've got this. Don't worry, bro. I step back and let him do his thing.
Wait, are you spotting him or aren't you? I don't get it.
But yeah, I was standing over him and I asked him, hey.
Okay, so when
help?
you say
Do
you
need help?
step back, what do you mean?
He asked for space. He said, no, bro, I've got this. So I stepped back and let him do his thing.
Oh, wait. He said to you, I need space, step back? I don't understand what's going on between you two. Did you ask him to step back?
No, I did. I said I got the 4th rep. I was struggling, and at that point, he did help me.
Okay, so go on. And are you paying attention to what he's doing?
Well, I noticed he struggled, but I didn't think he would continue. So I helped him get the bar back up, and I assumed it was going to be fine. And he went for a 5th, and...
Wait, how does he go for a 5th?
Pushes
he
it
just
up,
takes it up again, lifts it up again. Okay, so do you know that he's doing that?
I mean, it was pretty noisy in the gym. I was a little bit distracted.
Why were you distracted?
There was a lot going on.
Yeah, but not while you're spotting him. Your mind should be on spotting him, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so go on. What happens?
Before I knew it, he was struggling to pull it up, and it was already too low, and he hurt himself by pushing his limits further than he should have.
Tell me what you did. You're trying to pick it up.
Yeah, I tried to defuse the situation and gather the weights, put everything back, and keep him from humiliating himself in front of other gym goers.
That was your concern?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he angry at you?
I mean, he was in a lot of pain. He said some not nice things.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
I was pissed. Yeah, I had to leave immediately. I couldn't drive, so I had to take an Uber to urgent care.
And what happened?
So the doctor informed me that I completely tore my rotator cuff.
Did you have to have surgery?
I did have to have surgery.
Now we
They had
shift
to
into the second case, and the subject matter changes completely, but the legal issue stays strangely similar. This time, nobody is talking about weights or torn shoulders. We are dealing with childcare, workplace judgment, an inappropriate joke, and an 8-year-old who repeated something he should never have been told in the first place. Don Granderson says his son was expelled from an after-school program because Nate Joseph told him a sexual joke. Nate's defense is not exactly flattering. He says he warned the child not to repeat it. That is like spilling paint on the floor and then saying, "But I told everyone not to step in it." The question is not whether Nate's joke was dumb. It obviously was. The real question is whether dumb becomes legally responsible for the $800 loss.
I did have to have surgery. They had to replace it and, fix the tear as best as they could. It ended up costing $3,500 out of pocket.
So that's your out-of-pocket is $3,500?
Yeah, luckily I had insurance to help with that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you're responsible?
No, I feel like his negligence to his own limits is what's at fault here.
You implied that he wasn't at the top of his spotting game because he had been drinking. Mm-hmm. But you knew he had been drinking and you asked him to spot you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So some would say that you have assumed the risk of having a guy who has 4 gin and tonics spot you.
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah.
It's like apparently it wasn't a problem for you, but you want it to be a problem for me.
No, Your Honor, not here to waste your time.
Do you feel like the alcohol played a role or don't you?
I do.
All right, but it was okay by you that he was spotting you even though he had 4 gin and tonics in him. So I feel like you assumed the risk of him having been drinking. I don't know where to draw the line if that's who you pick to spot you. So how much of this is your fault, do you think?
I still think it
Inviting a drunk guy, well, I don't know if he was drunk or not. You didn't think he was drunk or you wouldn't have had him spot you. Inviting a guy who's had 4 gin and tonics to spot you and then also combining it with adding 25 pounds to your workout.
This
These don't
boundary
seem
explanation may be one of the worst defenses in the episode. Nate says he told the child the joke was for adults and not to repeat it, as if that somehow fixes the problem. Judge Milan immediately catches the absurdity. The real boundary should have been not telling the joke in the first place. And she is right. Telling a child, "This is our little secret," or "Do not repeat this," can make the situation sound even worse, not better. But legally, Nate may have accidentally helped himself by proving the child was warned. If the child understood he should not say it and repeated it anyway, then the court has to decide whether Nate's original bad act was the legal cause of the expulsion, or whether the child's repetition broke that chain.
To your workout. These don't seem like really smart decisions. Had you been drinking before you were working out?
No, I hadn't.
Oh, so this is on a completely sober.
But we had been drinking to the gym before together. Usually we'll hit, the free weights or the machines.
And so this is not a big deal to you?
No, so this is a normal thing, but we'll normally hit the machines that don't require, spotting over a bar. I was feeling good.
So why did you do it this day? Why would, of all days, would you pick this day when you know he's been drinking for 2 hours and it's 2 for 1 happy hour, and that you decide to pick that day to increase the pounds by 25 pounds.
I did see him stumbling, but I didn't think he had that much to drink.
You saw him stumbling before you asked him to spot you?
No, this was after he tried to help me. I saw him stumble when he tried to correct the weight up, which, inevitably tore the rotator cuff. But yeah, I didn't realize he was super drunk.
Look,
we usually hold our liquor, and if anything, I think,
You're not my first spotting case, believe it or not. I have had many cases where someone wants to blame their injury on the spotter because the spotter didn't do the spotting job to the, as though you're paying the spotter or something and they're negligently performing their duty. They're a spotter, they're doing you a favor. But in your case, the guy who you picked to do your spotting is a guy who has been drinking for 2 hours, and it didn't bother you in the slightest. And now you're asking me to have it bother me. But you didn't have a problem with that day. And that's the day you choose to do this enormous jump. Maybe your injuries resulted from that behavior. I'm sorry that this happened to you, but frankly, I find in favor of the defendant in this case.
All rise.
Judge Millian has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.
Shouldn't skip legs, bro.
I understand the ruling. I disagree with it, but maybe you got a point.
Exit this way, please. Make sure you grab all of your belongings.
Coming up.
I had to step out for an IT error. He accepted responsibility to watch my son. He made a sexual joke directly to my son, and my son repeated this joke.
You're watching Emmy
So
nominated.
in both cases, Judge Milan rules for the defendants, but not because the defendants looked innocent or wise. In the first case, Terry drank before going to the gym and then helped spot a dangerous lift. That sounds reckless, but Brad knew enough about the drinking, chose him as the spotter anyway, pushed the weight up, and went for another rep after struggling. The court found that Brad assumed too much of the risk to shift the $3,500 injury cost onto Terry. In the second case, Nate told an inappropriate joke to an 8-year-old, which was obviously poor judgment. But because the child was told not to repeat it and repeated it anyway, Judge Milan found Nate morally wrong but not legally responsible for the $800 aftercare loss. The bigger takeaway is sharp. Courts do not award money just because someone acted stupidly. They require legal responsibility, causation, and proof. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.